Hey, this is Tristan at Hip Cooks in West Los Angeles, and today I'm going to show you how to make pork baby back ribs. Yummy, it's a good rib selection. Pork ribs have less fat than beef ribs and a nice amount of meat, so they do make for a good choice when you're cooking ribs. Also, they're smaller, easier to handle. Right now we just have one rack right here. So how to prepare our ribs? You want to think a little bit ahead of time, because once we season the ribs, you want to give it between 1 and 12 hours to sit in the fridge. I've chosen 2 hours today. So let's get seasoning. I chose salts to season, and then dried thyme. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit in a bowl so I don't have to reach my hands back into the jar. And then I also chose some dry sage. All right, so get that mixed up. And I'll just pinch some salt, throw that in there, and just make it like equal parts. Sage is dusty. Okay. So you want to season both sides. And then it's resting in the fridge. The meat's absorbing the seasoning, absorbing the flavors. Just a little bit on the back. It's mainly on the front that we want it. Okay. All right, so that's nice and seasoned, and this will go into the fridge for 2 hours. Alrighty, it's been 2 hours. I'm going to get the ribs out of the fridge. Okay, next step, now that they've been out of the fridge, we need to let them rest out and come to room temperature for about 45 minutes. Okay, so it's been 45 minutes. Our ribs are room temperature and they are ready to go into the oven. Before I put them in the oven though, I want to talk about barbecue sauce. You can simply call this seasoned. This is the seasoning of your ribs and you're good to go, and you won't add barbecue sauce later. If you do want to add barbecue sauce or any other sauce that's your favorite sauce, you can do that towards the end of the cooking period. What I recommend is putting your sauce in a bowl and having a pastry brush at hand so that you can baste it towards the last 15 minutes of cooking. So as far as key information to cooking baby back ribs, and any rib actually, you want the oven to be at a really low temperature. So this is like 325. That's what I'm putting these ribs in at today. And how you know they'll be done is that the meat and the rib will kind of be shaking and kind of start to separate a little bit, and that's when you know it's done. So I'm gonna guesstimate about 45 minutes with this one, and I will check it at about 30 to start basting. Alrighty. So 325 into the oven. I will flip them in about 20 minutes. Alrighty, the ribs have been in the oven for about 35 minutes. I'm gonna pull them out and we'll baste them with my favorite barbecue sauce. All right, they're looking good and juicy. They don't need much more time in there. Give them a good baste. I don't want mine too sticky. I just like the added flavor. If you like yours stickier, then you can add more sauce. Okay, and then flip. Okay, I'm gonna flip them back over. And we'll let those go for about 5 minutes. Then I will pull them out and baste them one more time. And then pull them out and we will be done. So back in the oven for 5. Alrighty, I basted our pork ribs one more time. So it's been 10 minutes and they are done. So I'm gonna pull them out. Okay, the ribs are done. So the last step in perfecting the perfect rib is to let them sit like all meat for about 15 minutes so that the juices are reabsorbed inside and we get that tasty flavor. So just cover that loosely and let it sit, and then we'll slice them up. All right, 15 minutes is up and they are ready to slice. Okay, So if we look at the back side here, we can see between the ribs is the meat, and that's where we want to cut. So with some tongs, alrighty, right down the middle. And depending on your guess, you can decide how many per person. I would say 4 make a nice serving. And that's how to make baby back ribs. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. If there are any other dishes you'd like to see me prepare, please send an email to request@mahalo.com. And in the meantime, check out our other cooking videos.